here, and welcome to section one, where we're going to be identifying our audience. Now, this is going to be a very important section because this sets us up to the entire ads process. If you get this section right, then the rest of everything that you're doing is going to be a lot easier. So let's talk about what we're going to be learning. So first things first, we're going to be talking about identifying your core clients with some competitive research. Now, the reason that we're going to be identifying our core client is because if we know exactly who we're talking to, then we're going to know exactly who we need to be running ads to, and our ads will be cheaper for the most part. Plus, we'll be getting more interaction, and we'll be making more sales and getting more sign-ups. So we're going to be using some competitive analysis, and it's a lot less complicated than what that sounds. I'll show you here in just a second. The next thing is we're going to be identifying similar interest groups. So whatever your startup might be, we want to find other startups that are like it, and we want to take their audience from them. So if there's an audience that already likes something that's similar to your brand, then we're going to find them, and we're going to use that audience and bring them over to what we're doing. It doesn't matter if there's some key core differences. You should have some core differences with your startup to other startups, but if we find some similar things, then we're going to see some really, really good stuff. So that's what we're going to be doing there. We're also going to be identifying your industry celebrities. Now, the reason we're finding your industry celebrities is when we're doing our ad targeting later on, we're going to want to know the people that we can go after and basically take their audiences. It's the same thing as the similar interest groups. If we know whose audiences we're going after, then we're going to really be able to dial in our ads, and we're going to be using research that other people have already done. And this is the same way that it works kind of in the music industry. When they're marketing a new band or artist, they're looking for similar artists because they know that they can go after that group that's already been built, and they can put their new artist in front of that group, which is already together somewhere. And it makes it a whole lot easier to grow that new artist quicker. And it's the same thing that you're going to be doing with your startup. All right, after that, we're going to be identifying similar applications, software, services, and products. We're going to talk about some key things, and I'll show you via case study how we're actually going to be going in, and through some competitive analysis, we're going to find other things that are similar so that we can go after those audiences and make it easy. And instead of starting from scratch, we're going to be able to really dial this in quickly. And that's the goal. Keep it as simple as possible. So the next thing is we're going to be talking about Facebook presence research. That's where we're going to be going into Facebook, and we're going to be looking at everything that we learned in all of the previous steps that I just talked about, and seeing if Facebook proves what we thought by actually seeing what's there on Facebook. So when we get to running ads, we're going to be running these ads on Facebook. So the key is we want to see that all that research line up with what we're seeing on Facebook. So that's what we're really doing. Now, a couple key things that we have as goals for this first section. The first one is understand your audience as they exist on Facebook. We're going to be running our ads there, so we want to make sure with all this research we're doing that we know exactly who we're going after. It's not going to take long to do this research, but we want to make sure that we have our audience down. Another goal is have a tight understanding of how to construct your ads on Facebook. It's pretty simple. Once you know who your audience is, you're going to know exactly how to talk to them. And you got to think, our ad on Facebook is how we're talking to our audience. That's really our first, reach out to them. Our next reach out will be where they land after they click on the ad, but we always have to get that first hello, and that's what our ad is going to be about. And the more you understand your audience, easier it is to construct that ad. Pretty simple. And finally, we want to have a tight understanding of how to target so that you spend the least amount on your ads. It's pretty simple. The more you are targeted in, the more clicks you're going to get, and the more interaction you're going to get with your ad, which means Facebook's going to reward you and give you a cheaper ad spend, which is cool. So your clicks will be less, you'll get more clicks from people, you're going to get more interaction, you're going to get more conversions, and overall, it's going to be a lot easier to get what you want out of Facebook ads, which is sign-ups or buys, however you want to put it, and we're going to be able to do that for a small amount of money. So that's what we're going to be learning. Those are the goals for this first section. So without any further delay, let's get started. This is section one, identifying your audience.